para nos contar como as coisas são feitas na Malásia, nós temos a Yeoh, que é a diretora da FrogAsia, que é uma plataforma de aprendizagem e com soluções de conectividade também, que vai nos mostrar como o governo da Malásia, então, está trazendo tecnologia e conectividade para as escolas daquele país. Obrigada.
Hello. Good afternoon, and thank you so much, first of all, to the Lemon Foundation for inviting me here to be a speaker at Transformar 2015. It's such a privilege to be here. My name is Yeoh, and I'm the executive director of FrogAsia. And FrogAsia, we're an education company who's passionate about making a difference through education and technology. And I'm here today to share with you a little something that's happening in my country. I am not from Brazil. I am actually from Malaysia. Well, at first glance, both our countries seem very far apart. But actually, I wonder if you know how many similarities our countries have. First of all, when I was walking around the streets of Sao Paulo yesterday, I noticed that there were so many different types of people. It was really difficult for me to tell who was Brazilian and who was not. And it really felt like I was in Malaysia. And that's because I think both our countries are multicultural and multiracial. A little fun fact for you. Both our countries were conquered by the Portuguese in the 1500s. And as a result of that, there's some words in our languages that are similar, like the words up there. So there are many, many similarities between both our countries, but I think the one thing that really draws us closest together is the fact that you and I, we both believe that no matter where a child is, no matter what their geographical location or what their background, that every child should have equal access to quality education so that they can be the best versions of themselves and achieve their dreams so that they can make a huge difference in their communities, in their country, and in the world. As Horace Mann, the father of the common school system in America, famously said, "Education is the great equalizer." But if education is meant to be the great equalizer, then I suppose we need to start with the premise that equal access to education must first be available to every child. And how exactly can we do that? In Malaysia, we are trying to bridge the education divide by first bridging the digital divide. So in our country, we have 10,000 schools, 5 million students, 4.5 million parents, and 500,000 teachers. And we're all connected on a single platform, a single learning platform, and to internet. So the internet connectivity we have in schools is a mobile internet solution. It's called Yes 4G. And our learning platform is a cloud-based learning platform called Frog. And the great thing about this solution is that when internet arrives in the school, 4 kilometers radius of the school is covered with internet as well. So internet not just comes to school, it also comes to the community, and everybody benefits. To give you an example and a perspective on that, in 2009, this is before our project started, internet penetration in Malaysia was 35%. We started our project in 2012, and in 2014, the number for internet penetration in our country rose to 85%. So as part of this government initiative, not just teachers, not just students, but also parents are actually involved. And everybody has an ID, and they're all connected to the internet, to online resources such as textbooks. They have email addresses for communication, and access to the Frog learning platform, which allows them to do teaching and learning, communication, collaboration, and administration. But I think as great as the technology is, it's not really so much about the technology, but what you do with it that really makes a difference. And as we established earlier, every child should have an equal opportunity to quality education through access to the internet, so that education can finally play its role as the great equalizer. So what really happens when we connect schools to the internet? A month ago at FrogAsia, we had the opportunity to work with St Anne's College from the University of Oxford to bring 17 professors to our country to teach 16 to 17-year-olds for an entire week. So our vision was to bring top quality learning to Malaysia. And you know, for most of these children, this would have been the closest that they would ever get to an Oxford education. But I think what was most important about that week-long experience was that the exposure that they got, it opened up their minds to what was possible. And really, at the end of the day, I think it just set the benchmark really high for them to aim high and to dream really big. And I just wanted to show you a video of the week. So can we play the video? Welcome to our first ever summer school, Kuala Lumpur, with St Anne's College, the University of Oxford. You have the top minds from the world ready to give you all that they've got. Are you ready to make the most out of it?
I think the most important thing is to get the students to open their minds to different ways of teaching. University is completely different to school, and so it's a good idea to get a taste of what's coming.
There were some moments in my presentations today where you could see students react to the things that I was saying, and nudge their neighbours and smile or talk about it. And those are the bits where you think, oh, I've got that point home, you know, that point has been understood and maybe I'll remember that. And those are enjoyable moments for me.
I love the lectures there. The way they teach us, they inspire us to learn, although the lectures are quite hard actually, but we understand it easily.
It is ultimately a Malaysian room, and it is Malaysian students arguing out the issues together with someone coming from a different perspective and coaching them. It's a particularly special thing.
The idea of this school in general is to stretch them a little bit and make them think about things they haven't really thought about before. And I think we did that.
It's great to see the students throwing themselves in so enthusiastically to the workshops and the sessions that we've been running. I've been really impressed with the level of attainment of the students. So this is difficult stuff and they're rising to the challenge, which is great.
Summer Showdown, it has really inspired me because seeing teens my age going up to speak and working with other teens has helped me build my leadership skills as well, because all of us were assigned to different tasks.
I think the Summer Showdown has made me definitely by far a better person and a better leader. Even though we didn't win, I told my teammates that we were all winners.
I've been talking to quite a few of the Malaysian students. One said to me, if this is university, I can't wait to get there. So what I'd say to you is this. Students, if you've enjoyed this course, remember what you've learned. Remember to be inspired by the things you see. Talk to each other at school, learn from each other, and go on to do what you really want to do in life. Go on to realise that the value of an education is something not just for school, not just for university, but for the whole of your lives.
So, at first glance, only 175 students were able to be physically there at the event. But this is no longer the case. Because with the internet in schools, now everybody can benefit. No matter where any student is in Malaysia, everybody has access to top quality education. And that's the dream. But it doesn't just stop there. I think when internet arrives in schools, it also starts leveling the playing field for schools. What do I mean by that? A year ago, we ran an online games-based spelling competition called Word Mania. And the idea of this competition was to get students to spell as many words as possible. In only a 6-week period, we found 70,000 students from over 2,000 schools participate in our competition. Now that's 20% of our schools. In just 6 weeks, we saw 35 million words spelled. Just think about that, 35 million, that's a lot of words. But what was even more exciting was what we found as a result of this competition. First of all, what we found was that most of the people who participated, the schools that participated, and actually the schools who entered the finals were from rural schools. And they were from all around the country. And these schools would have never been able to participate in a competition like this had they not had access to the internet in the first place. Secondly, we also found schools which no one had ever heard of before. And one such school was a school called Ladang Bhd. Ladang Bhd is a small school in a rubber estate. The students come from low-income families. They actually are, the students, their parents are actually rubber tappers. And so they're a small Indian community, and the main language is Tamil. So the command of English is not very good. And this is a small school with only 28 students, so they were on the verge of closing down. When WordMania started as a competition, what the teachers decided to do was to get the students to play the game so that they would be interested in learning English. To their surprise, they found that the students were so excited, and they started opening up the dictionary to learn new words, just to make new words, and they really wanted to win. Now, in order to win this competition, they needed to gain as many points as possible. And the only way to gain as many points as possible was to be able to spell as many words as possible. This school of 28 students was up against schools with 1,000, 2,000 students, so they had to work really, really hard. And what happened was the whole community came together and really, really helped out. The parents came to school, the teachers opened up the computer labs till late at night. And the students just kept playing till 9 o'clock at night. The parents brought food. And just through sheer hard work and determination, Ladang Bhd won 3rd place in the WordMania competition. Now, 3rd place from an unknown school, this school is now a shining example to all Tamil schools across Malaysia. In fact, these teachers now go to other schools to teach them how to adopt technology in their schools. So, and then at the end of last year, the state education department turned up at the school, not to shut it down, but to offer their top students 2 places to one of the top secondary schools in the country. And that's the greatest privilege any primary school could ever have. So when you connect schools to the internet, not just does it increase opportunities for recognition for these schools and it levels the playing field, but what I love about this story is that when schools are blessed, they end up being blessings to other schools. And what Ladang Bhd also did was that they shared their prize money from this competition to buy internet devices for their parents of the students so that they could use it when they went home. So they were really, really generous because they had been given so much. And finally, I want to tell you a story of Ali. This is Ali. Ali is a small town boy. He comes from a village and he's 11 years old. He loves to study, but really his world is very small. All he'll ever know is what his parents know, what his teachers know, and what his friends know. When internet arrives in Ali's school, everything changes, and his whole world is opened up. First of all, Ali's teacher can now conduct classes with other schools at the same time. And Ali's teachers can also connect to online talks and workshops that are not normally available in his little village. Because of Ali's interactions with his friends, his new friends from other schools, it now broadens his perspective of life, and he learns new stories and just learns more from all these other students. Besides that, Ali actually wants to be a doctor. That's his ambition. And now with our online career series, Ali can find out what it really means to be a doctor. In fact, he can also find out what it means to be a pilot, what it means to be a game designer, what it means to be a lawyer, and who knows, Ali might find a different passion and pursue a different ambition. Ali and his friends also have the opportunity to attend workshops that are not available in his little village. And one such workshop is a creative writing workshop. Where an author will teach them how to write storybooks. And this just increases the skills for Ali and his friends and just opens up a whole world of, just creativity that they would never ever have had if they were just stuck in their own school without the internet. And I just wanted to show you another video to just show you what a day in the life of Ali is now like with internet in his schools. So can we play that video?
Bila besar nanti, saya nak jadi doktor. Cikgu Tian kata, kalau nak jadi doktor yang hebat, kenalah pandai cakap bahasa Inggeris juga. Cikgu Yeoh rajin mengajar kami, tapi kadang-kadang bahasa Inggeris memang susah. Semuanya berubah apabila Cikgu Utian berkenalan dengan Miss Lu dari Sekolah Kebangsaan Sri Petaling melalui Frog. Kedua-dua guru mendapat idea untuk meningkatkan tahap dan kemahiran bahasa Inggeris di sekolah kami. Kami ditugaskan bekerjasama dengan murid-murid di Sri Petaling untuk menghasilkan laman web tentang perayaan Hari Raya. Kami berkongsi survey dengan menggunakan Google Docs. Maklumat yang diterima digunakan sebagai research. Bila ada sesuatu perkataan yang kami tak faham, kami tanya murid-murid dari SK Sri Petaling dengan menggunakan Google Hangout.
My parents took me shopping for some raya clothes last week. They bought me a nice baju kurung and leather sandals.
What is sandals? Mungkin kasut kot.
You don't know what sandals are? Let me show you a picture.
Tengoklah screenshot dia. Oh, my sister has something like that. She says very comfortable. Dalam 2 minggu sahaja, kami berjaya membina laman web tentang Hari Raya yang betul-betul hebat sambil meningkatkan mutu bahasa Inggeris kami. Terima kasih, Frog.
So, when I think of Ali, and the whole new world that has opened up to him since internet has arrived in his school, it reminds me why I do what I do. Imagine that impact that it has on little Ali multiplied across 5 million other Alis in Malaysia, or 60 million other Alis in Brazil, or hundreds of millions of other Alis across the world. Imagine a world where all classrooms were connected, so it didn't matter what your geographical location or your background was, that you would never be limited to knowledge. I believe that by bridging the digital divide, education can finally be the great equalizer. So how do we connect schools to fast internet, you ask? My answer is quickly. Thank you.